change the board show.
Welcome to A Touch of Gray Matter. I'm your host, Dave Sokolowski. As always, I'm with Barry 3D Carter, Thomas Patrice, and Make-A-Wish Dr. Zulf Ali.
Namaste.
No, I'm going to go, actually. Fuck this. As always, thank you to Jaybird Digital Arts. The panels and that, you make us look amazing. So this is going to be a quick one because I don't really think there's much of a debate going on for it. So,
that's what I tell my hand on Fridays.
I have to ask a question before can you shut the fuck up, Thomas?
It wasn't Thomas.
It was me.
It was Zulf.
My apologies.
I know. Well,
Biased
I mean, like,
ass
you two are the
motherfucker.
same. Both of you don't know how to fucking read a link. And you both work in IT, which is fucking phenomenal.
Did you reboot the computer?
So,
Computer.
two things. Number one, I'm fuck Drake. Okay. Seriously, I think somebody should have just pushed him into fucking Lake Ontario when he was still in a wheelchair in Degrassi and left his dumbass there. If I hear one more time about him, I'm gonna fucking Kurt Cobain myself. I swear to Christ. I am sick and tired of like seriously, that fucking Kiki challenge. I wanted to hit him with a fucking car. Secondly, what the fuck is a Travis Scott? Seriously, I'm asking the question. What the fuck is a Travis? I've never heard of this fucking douchebag before. I don't know. Obviously, I'm 50 years old. I'm white. I look like fucking Santa Claus. I look like Santa Claus fucked a Viking. Okay?
Yes.
What the fuck is a Travis Scott? And why the fuck is he not in jail right now?
Well, Travis Scott is a rapper.
Rapper.
Of course he is.
He signed some really good deals with the game Fortnite and had his own version of his the player in there called the skin. Made a lot of money with that as well.
Well, there's two strikes against him.
The whole thing with the concert.
Maybe you should tell our viewers like what's up, what happened.
Yeah. It's Dave's story. I'll let Dave do it.
No, go ahead. You.
No, okay. The whole thing with the concert, his reaction. I think it was just shock. I think first of all, the concert, the people who put the concert together, they were prepared. Number one.
So TP, what happened? Like I don't know what happened.
Okay.
I know a little bit of here and there.
There was a concert in Texas, I think, or something like that, in the States, and
in the America.
8 people were injured. 4 of these people died. They were teenagers. They were young kids. Now, all the concerts that I've been a part of, that I've seen, you always have a barrier space in front of the stage, so you can't.
That's where the bouncers hang out. Yeah.
Right. You always have security in front of that barrier.
Right.
And behind that barrier. There was no barrier space. This concert was an open venue concert. In other words, outside. It was an outdoor concert. And it was set up so that the people could come to a certain section and watch the stage and watch the artist perform. From what I understand, Travis Scott was there. And I saw the news. Travis Scott was there. He was performing. Then he stopped and he was freaking out because there were people rushing the stage and some people were falling and they got trampled. Now, when you're at a concert and you're looking up, your mind is not to look down in front of you. So if you hit something, you fall, and people are rushing the stage, they're not looking down.
Yeah.
And other people are going to trip over you. Still people behind them not looking down. Okay?
So this is during his performance. He's performing.
This is during his performance, right? He was performing. That what was happening, he was doing his thing, and people were jumping up and down. Then people started moving forward. Then he started moving forward again. There's no security. I mean, there was security, but there was no barrier point where could stop them. And there was no security close enough to say, okay, you need to back up, you need to stop. They all moved forward, rushed the stage. 8 people fell down. 2 of these people were trampled instantly. One young guy said, I tried to help a guy up and I looked back and his eyes were rolling back in his head. So.
But this isn't the first time that he's pulled shit. Like, he's got a fucking history of, what's the term here? Sorry, because I was looking it up earlier. He's a master of marketing who is equally, no, not negligence. Raging.
Oh.
Has gained an international reputation as a star attraction and an evangelist for good-natured physical expression, which he calls raging. Whipping up mosh pits, whipping up mosh pits, crowd surfers, and stage divers at a show teeter on the edge of mayhem. So he's done this shit before.
Yeah.
Where he's, had people rush the stages and everything else and whatnot. So it's not like this is too bad. This is a one-off thing. And, he didn't know what was going on. So he just kept performing for another, 38 minutes and had fucking the douchebag fucking jock sniffer come in and fucking help him out. Like, at some point in time, it's really got to be like he has to be held accountable for it.
Right.
And fine, go with, like, oh, well, you're on stage, you don't know what's going on, you're focused and everything else and blah, blah, blah. But if you're the one, and this goes back to something that you've said over many months, Thomas, if you're the one inciting them, you are ultimately responsible for them.
Yeah.
So therefore, if you're inciting them and they all want to rush, and apparently there were reports of security guards getting jabbed with needles and stuff like that. And
yeah.
So I mean, it's not. And to be honest with you, let's be honest here. It's a fucking concert. So you have all these electronics going out. Go find the power breaker. Turn it off. Shut it down. You want it to stop? Stop it. It's not up to him to do it because he's not going to. He's already proven that he doesn't want to. He'd rather, this is all just, fame and fortune to him. No press is bad press type thing.
Yeah.
We're talking about him right now. I still don't know who the fuck he is.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you one of his songs.
No, and honestly, I don't really fucking care. And whoever is spending, money on Fortnite to be him, well, good on wasting your money.
Yeah.
But I mean, much like the other tragedies that have gone on in the entertainment world over the last couple of weeks, hopefully somebody's going to learn from this and be like, you know what? Yeah, he's a big star, but he's not fucking worth it.
Yeah, he thinks he's shit, but he's just shit.
Because now there's lawsuits against him and fucking Live Nation and Drake and whoever else they can fucking come up with.
So are the parents filing anything?
Yeah, apparently there are lawsuits.
Okay.
There's a ton of lawsuits coming in now.
He's facing multiple counts.
Yeah, and because, U.S. is very litigious.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what? You looked at me the wrong way. I'm going to fucking sue you.
But moreover, I just want to say, just really quickly, when you see as a parent, when you send your kid to a concert, I worry when my kids go riding their bikes, okay? But you send your kids to a concert, you believe it's in a controlled atmosphere, a controlled environment, and this happens. I'm going to level with you guys and anybody who's watching this show. I'm going to tell you right now, if anything happened to my kids at a concert, I ain't coming to sue you.
Yeah, but and I hear you, Tom. I mean, hold on. Let me read this part here real quick. So hold on. So what I found is, okay, I'll read this paragraph. So Christine, a resident of Austin, Texas, who named Scott and Drake as defendants, said Scott had incited mayhem or chaos at prior events, and that the Toronto-born Drake was aware of Scott's previous conduct. Scott previously pled guilty to disorderly conduct charges related to 2 separate incidents of encouraging fans to rush the stage, once at a 2015 music festival in Chicago, and later at 2017 concert in Arkansas. Local media in both places reported. So he's got 2 counts doing this exact same thing. Now, hindsight's 2020. With that, one, the promoters should know the acts you're bringing in. You should know what their show was going to be about, especially if you've got someone as Travis Scott. Now, to us, we're all going, who? All of our kids are going to go, oh, Travis Scott, and know exactly who he is.
He's got this song. He's got this song. Yeah.
Yeah. But the promoter, as a promoter, you know the act you hire. You know what they do and what their usual genre is. It doesn't matter if they have album number 1, album number 2, or whatever. You know how they usually do live shows. All performers generally have a usual, same way they do their live shows.
Yeah, and if he's got a history of it, you need to provide security for that.
But if you know he's inciting raging and mosh pit, so to speak, then you need to have the adequate security to do that. If you don't want him to do that, then you have to let him know not to do that. If you look at the NWA movie, you say, hey, you do these songs, we're going to arrest you. And you see how that played out, be it if we kind of laugh at it when it happened, but you have to have that there. So the promoter, first and foremost, should have had that safety measures in place. Drake, as one of the guys who was putting it, knowing his previous thing, either should have talked to him, pulled out from it, or had security in place, right? It all comes down to that. And as parents, and I'm not trying to spread the blame to anyone, but as parents, we got to be a little bit more engaged with what our kids do. So when they're walking out to certain events, you know who they're going to see. Even if you don't know who they're going to see, Google has everything. Take 2 minutes before you buy it. Because I remember when I was younger, and I mean, not, a little bit younger, and Grand Theft Auto came out. And I remember going to Walmart one time I was in there, and this young kid, he must have been like 10 years old, said he wanted to get the new GTA game. And he goes, Mom, this is the game I want to play. And his mom said, okay, are you sure? And now on the game itself, it did everything. It said, don't sell this to anyone under a certain age. The
mature audience, explicit lyrics, explicit
exactly.
Words and all that stuff.
Like in GTA, the Grand Theft Auto, the game. I mean, come on, you're running over
hookers and house,
right? So she didn't do her due diligence, got to the counter. This kid's pushing to get the game. The woman at the cashier said, are you buying the game for your teenage son? She went, no, I'm buying it for this kid here. How old is he? And I have to give it to the cashier. She said, well, the mother said, oh, he's like 10 years old. And she's like, it's not for him. And that kid started throwing a fit. And the mom's like, well, no, it's okay. How bad can a video game be? And I'm standing there minding my business. And the mom looks at me. He's like, do you know this game? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, you think it's appropriate for him? I'm like, do you like your song listening to like hardcore rap music and gangster rap? She's like, well, no. I'm like, okay, make your decision then, because this is what it's gang life. Have you seen the, what is it, Scarface? She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, that's pretty much what you're buying them. What? I'm like, read.
On the fucking cover.
It's right there. It's got a big sticker saying, don't do it. And she was oblivious, right? So, a lot of people are wrong in this one. I'm sorry people passed away. It's been a tough year for entertainment. People have to stop cutting corners. That's it, So Travis, you know what he's going to do. I'm not saying he's absolved of any of this. He's first and foremost person that's got to be up there to take the heat on this one. He did it intentionally. He got on that stage knowing, when I hit this particular song, I'm going to tell my fans to rush the stage because I want to feel that energy and have that craziness going. And that's it. And that's what he's thinking at that moment. And fuck him. He's wrong, especially that he did it twice before and pled guilty He didn't fight. He pled guilty, found guilty, whatever fine he paid for. So it took a third time now. Third time's the charm. How many? Really?
How many innocent life have we lost before?
Third time's the charm. But third time's the charm. Come on now, look at this. All these rappers, Tekashi 6ix9ine with all the fucking scribbles on his page, rainbow hair. All these guys.
Talk about him.
Give me back my classic hip hop. Give me back people that are going to go to an event, have a good time. I saw Prince live, no problem. I saw De La Soul live, Big Daddy Kane live, Public Enemy live, no problem. Justin Timberlake live, no problem. But you get these, guys that look like they're what off the street crackheads, whatever they're extras in The Wire. And
what up, Dave?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, going back to that reoccurring theme from every show that we've done of one of these things is doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Prince, De La Soul,
Big Justin Timberlake. You picked it up.
Public Enemy.
Right on.
Justin Timberlake.
Fuck yeah.
I got sunshine in my pocket.
Listen, I didn't grow up with Barry. I only met Barry when I moved here.
Let me tell you something. The first and second album of Justin, that boy, yo, yeah. Let me tell you, man, that Like I Love You, that's my jam. That first song he dropped off his first single, that song was a dancer's dream. The choreography in that, the energy in that song, was a fun, good time. Like I Love You.
Lean back.
Yeah, that tell you. Yeah, look. You get in the car with me, you ride with me. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna hear.
I'm riding with you in the car. That's not what I hear.
Yeah, I hear
exactly. Classic hip hop, and I'm like,
that's my jam. Yo, I'm playing Kiss.
Bro, you start fucking playing country music. We're not friends anymore.
Yo, let me tell you. Okay, not country, but I play Kiss. I'll play Metallica. You understand that? That's what's in my car right now. I'm playing R&B, old
GNR,
school. Yeah, right. I don't Finger 11 man.
But
Bon Jovi.
Can I just go back to the topic? Hang on. Can I just go back to the topic and do this and say number one? Let's look at these other guys. Let's look at GNR. They've been known to have mosh pits. Let's look at some of the other acts. They've been known to have mosh pits. But here's the difference. When you have a mosh pit and you have that kind of crowd that's going to be doing that, and people are going to be crowd surfing, right?
Yes.
Sometimes the artist does that. They crowd surf. But there's security throughout the crowd. Say, okay, don't touch the butt, don't grab no dick, don't try to finger nobody. Get them back on stage. You know what I mean? But again, barriers in front of the fucking stage. And again, security up the wazoo. And Dave is right. There should be a guy there named Tug to go, I'm gonna go turn off the lights, or I'm gonna go turn off the power, motherfucker.
Cut the music.
Because you need to have a certain circuit breaker, let's say that, to have that control, to go in and do what they need to do to stop these things. You can't let somebody constantly get away with it. And you know what? I know the artist. My kids listen to him. My kids have introduced me to him. The craziness and rushing the stage and all that shit, that's great. But let's look at the reality of the situation. He's going to reach out and say, well, so-and-so, Guns N' Roses did this. Yeah. But how many people died? How many 14-year-olds died at their shows?
The event was.
It wasn't due to gangs being there. It wasn't overdosing drugs. It wasn't done to anything else but the simple fact that you said rush and they did it. You need, like Dave is saying, and I'm totally agreeing, you need to be responsible for your actions. And we have to look at what are we going to do now?
Next.
This is done. We need to look at what are we going to do now? What steps are we going to take now? Because
they should ban him, bro. They should ban him.
No, not just that. The reality is, it's not banning him is not going to do anything, and I'll tell you why. Because somebody else is going to do it later on down the road.
Well, they have fines in place and stuff like that, and security.
No.
Oh, well, let's hear what you got.
Hang on. Don't just have fines. Don't just ban them. Cut off a motherfucker's career.
Oh my God! I thought you were going so crazy.
No. Stop his or her shit.
I was like, cut off his.
Have the record. No. Listen. What? No. Seriously. All jokes aside.
Rub it on their newborn.
All jokes aside, we're not going to deviate and go over because remember somebody said we don't want to go overtime. Anyways, no, seriously.
Yeah, 180
have the record
shows again.
Have the record label. No, have the record label say, okay, Find the record label. Don't just find them. Find the record label. Find the producers. Find the security company. Find them collectively and say, listen, either you pay this fine and drop this guy, or the record label drops him. They get no proceeds from the concert. They pay for the damages they've done. Don't just go,
TP. So TP. Okay, let me just. I'm going to play the devil's advocate.
2 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So Travis Scott is paying for the funerals of the people that passed away,
and that's what I was going to say. He'll buy it off with money. Gee whiz, what's next?
Yeah.
No.
I'll pay the fines. Record label won't issue me anything. Great. What's next?
Yeah.
I'll fucking do it again because
It's a political move. Him doing
the crowd
that
is coming in for that.
Yeah, him doing that is just going to look good in the court of law, saying, "Well, I understand something bad happened, and my client paid for the funerals of the 8 people passed away." Right?
Okay, we're not done with you. No, but we're not done with you yet.
Right.
Stop him from being able to make another fucking record. He's going to go underground. All does is just make him underground. Hey, you know what? Cut him off. Either you do something like extreme and drastic to stop this shit from happening again, or you plan for it. Because I also hold the security company and the people who put this venue together responsible. You know this guy's going to have kids rush the stage and do the mosh pits and this and that. There are some concerts I've been to where they said, mosh pits over there. You want to rage over there. Because it's in a controlled environment. This bullshit that, you know what? See, what you don't understand. What I do understand is I've done security before and I've fucking been at fucking venues where people, I want to do it. Dude, you can't do that here. Yeah, but my friends. Okay, then they're right over there. Oh, okay. People go out, they want to be free, they want to lose themselves in the moment. Great.
Yeah.
But here's the responsibility and the reality of the situation. You want to have a good time, but not at everybody else's expense. You want to rage, but not at everybody else's expense. And Travis Scott, I was getting to it. He was overwhelmed. He didn't think this would happen. Fuck that. He didn't think it would happen because he thought people were just going to run to the stage. When you got 400 or 500 people rushing a stage and you still got more people on the side of the fucking venue trying to run down from the fucking ramparts to rush the stage, you're going to have shit happen.
And I'm sure he's on a stage. He can see the shit that's happening. Stop the fucking show.
But that's what.
Yeah, but not necessarily, right? Because I mean, look, when we're on stage, you can see the first 3 rows properly. And then after that, when it further back, you can't see. You might see a commotion. You might not know what's going on. He's just to keep going. And I'm not trying to defend him. I'm not trying to defend him.
Go for it.
But so security, the venue, someone should have turned around because he's just to keep going and go, oh, maybe someone tripped. They'll get back up. To your point, he did it twice before and he didn't learn his lesson.
But I'm upset also. I'm upset also with security because an ambulance was trying to make its way through the fucking crowd. I am sorry, motherfuckers. You see an ambulance coming? Stop
the show.
Move aside. You're on the stage. Stop the fucking show. Don't do this. Don't, because you know something's happening.
Bro, the Raptors game when they won here, when the shots were fired, people fucking cleared out right away.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Here's another thing. Local fire department should be at a show.
Yes, I agree.
There
should be a standby ambulance,
down.
Fire department.
There were 4 standby ambulances there, Zolf. Local cops were there, but they weren't in the vicinity. Get the local fire department. Pay the fucking fire department extra. Get them there. So if you need to, you hose these motherfuckers down. Okay? You make them stop.
Dave, is your hat supposed to say head fuck right now? I'm very curious. Is that what it's supposed to say? Is it supposed to say head fuck?
No.
So what's the symbolism on that? I'm just being curious.
There is no.
Figure it out yourself.
On that. It's just.
Oh, fuck you! As for a previous episode, it's to your own interpretation.
Exactly. So, and again, Dave Sokolowski for Barry 3D Carter, Thomas Patrice, and Zolf Ali, the doctor. Remember, there's a lot of good people out in the world, and if you can't find one, be one.